What makes him different, Lamar Jackson, different from Cam Newton style?
Cam is slow.
You are now tuning in to Kickspot with Jinu Park and Migs.
What up, Kickspotters? Today we are going to talk about the NFL. They have come out with the top 100 NFL players, and we're going to give our thoughts on the list. I actually did not go over the list. I don't know who's on it.
It's all good. That's why we're doing this episode, because you don't know who's in the list.
I don't know who's on the list, but I see on our screen right now that there are 4 players on the top 4. So I've got some comments right there.
Okay, but do you know how this list is comprised by the NFL? Do you know who votes for the list?
Yes, the players.
That's right.
Now, when was this list made?
Before the 2020 season started.
Okay, so that gives me more of an explanation on why this list was made this way.
Right.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go over the top 10.
You want to go over the top 10? Okay. So, right now, top 10 for the year 2020.
Let's do number 10.
Yeah, I'm going to go 10,
Okay.
10 to 1, bro.
Okay.
You want me to go 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
10 to 1. 10 to
We'll
1.
go 7 to 1, 7 to 10 to 1. All right.
10 to 1.
Number 10.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. From the Tennessee Titans, Derrick Henry, running back.
Okay.
I feel like he should be higher with the way he's playing this season. But again,
this is prior to this season.
So this is what the players thought,
Okay.
Top 10, 20, 2020 this year's players, right?
Okay.
Number 9, Stephon Gilmore from the New England Patriots,
Okay.
that they're trying to deal with right now via trade. They're trying to find a place for Stephon. But we'll see what happens with that. Number 8, one of the best, arguably the best wide receiver in NFL right now, Deandre Hopkins. Okay. Arizona Cardinals.
Yep. Doing well. Cardinals are doing well this year.
Yeah. Kyler, shout out to Kyler. Number 7, arguably the best tight end in the game, George Kittle, San Francisco 49ers. Okay. Number 6, my number 1 draft pick in our fantasy, and I won this week.
Which you are in what place?
The only reason why is because he hasn't played in 6 weeks.
Very last.
It's because he hasn't played in 6 weeks. Watch the comeback.
Out of 12 people, very last.
Watch the comeback.
Okay. You got 3 games left.
Christian McCaffrey, number 6.
Okay.
Number 5, Michael Thomas from the Saints, which he hasn't played since, I believe, week 1. And he's having some issues with the team currently.
Yeah.
Is what's going on with Michael Thomas at the moment. Number 4, which I felt like should have been a little bit higher on this list, is KC quarterback
Patrick
Mahomes show.
Okay.
Number 3, I felt like should have been higher on the list just because I'm biased. Aaron Donald of my Rams, baby.
Okay.
Best defensive player in the league. Number 2, who do you think number 2 is?
Well, if you're looking at me like that, I would have probably ranked this guy number 1, but Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Danger Russ is number 2 on the list. I think he's playing the best football out of any player currently. Even though they just lost last week.
Yeah, that game, that loss, actually, that was probably one of his worst games that I've seen.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge, obviously, Seahawks fan.
But it wasn't even that bad, right? Like his bad game is like someone's like awesome game,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he had like 3 interceptions or anything like that.
I think it was 2 interceptions,
Yeah.
but he still threw 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, he never gives up. That's what I love about Russ. So number 1, who's the number 1?
Number 1, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, number 1. I think in the start, to me, starting the season, yes. Just I feel like the way he's played this season, I would have ranked Patrick Mahomes number 1. I would have ranked Russell number 2. That's interchangeable for me, to be honest. Aaron Donald number 3, and then I have Lamar number 4.
I could see why the players voted Lamar number 1. The only reason why I won my fantasy was because I got lucky with Lamar, and Lamar had an impeccable season last year. I wouldn't have ranked him number 1 though.
Well, here's the reason why. So 2019, last season, he put up 36 total touchdowns. All right. Becoming the first player to put up 3,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing. All right. And then their offense, you know, was pretty much kind of unstoppable until the playoffs, right? And he won reigning MVP. So that's 1,200 rushing yards is a QB record for last season. So that's pretty beastly numbers right there.
I still wouldn't have ranked him number 1.
I mean, he creates so much problems. You know, he's not a pocket passer. You have to game plan for him running the football. I mean, you have a quarterback that's a running back. I mean, how do you plan for that if you're a coach? It's tough to plan for that.
Well, I understand that.
That's why Russell is dangerous. That's why Patrick is dangerous.
Well, I understand the new concept of football. I mean, it's changed over time, but Russ also had to change the way that he played, especially because he was going to be a franchise football player. So he isn't running as much now, and he's learning. He learned throughout the second, third season how to pass instead of run a lot more. And I think Lamar Jackson hasn't adopted that fully yet. And so that's why I don't think that he would be the number 1 player, especially if you're looking for a franchise player. You don't want your quarterback.
You don't think he's a franchise player?
I mean,
that's a franchise player to me.
I said, especially for a franchise player, you don't want your franchise quarterback running around so much so that he could get injured. And that's what happened with Russ, is that his first season, he was running so much.
Well, Michael Vick too.
Yeah, so I mean, people were afraid that he was going to get injured a lot more because of his running abilities. So that's why I wouldn't vote Lamar number 1, because now he's going to have to adjust to the franchise saying, "Hey, we don't want you running that much. We want you to pass a lot."
Yeah,
more.
but the NFL protects a quarterback regardless. So quarterbacks doesn't get hurt as much nowadays than they used to back in the day. You know, with
not if you're running.
With
if
how
you're
they're
running a lot more, then they're not. I mean, you can't protect your quarterback if you're running, and that's what the transition has been. I think Lamar Jackson has run a lot, and I mean, like I said, he got me my number 1 spot. I'm glad, but to look at the list, I could see why players voted him number 1 based off of the statistic last year, but he has to make adjustments this year. So that's why I'm actually pretty shocked that he actually is number 1.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. To me, Patrick and Russell, again, are interchangeable depending on how the game goes. And the only reason for me is because of their accuracy. They're way more accurate than Lamar. The best deep ball thrower, I believe, out of all the 3 quarterbacks is Russ. The more accurate deep ball quarterback is Russ. Second to, I think, Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
So to me, when it comes to deep ball, Aaron Rodgers, accuracy, Aaron Rodgers. But if you combine those skill sets, you have Rodgers, Mahomes, and Russell Wilson right now. Like the elite of elites, like those 3.
I think what doesn't help Russ is that, I mean, just think about like the well-roundedness team that KC has. I think the Seahawks have struggled with their defense so much. Now he's playing more, hey, I need to do more, you know? And KC, they're well-rounded. I mean, defense and offensively. So it's like not as much mental, he's got more of a mental stability compared to Russ. And Russ has maintained that. But even watching last game when we lost, it was kind of like, oh shit, like I gotta bust my ass again, you know? So I think it's getting to the point where he's a little tired of like basically doing everything on his own. but you pay that much money for a franchise quarterback, then your expectations for him is a lot more. But I would probably, if I had to choose my number one pick, based off everything, I probably, unfortunately, would say Patrick Mahomes would be number one right now. Actually, before this list was created, I would say Patrick Mahomes number one.
Okay.
Russell Wilson number two.
Okay.
I wouldn't have ranked Lamar Jackson that high, to be quite honest. I'm curious, where did Tom Brady rank in this? Did he rank at all?
I think he was on the top 20 or top 30. Yeah. It's because I think of age and the way New England ended last season. So that was kind of yeah. I mean, he didn't have a lot of weapons last season. He has more weapons now, and the fact that they just added Antonio Brown is definitely going to be a big boost for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're not talking about Aaron Donald, from my Rams, ranking number 3. And the reason why he was ranked number 3 is because that guy just creates issues for any offense out there. For how big the guy is, he will not only get through the defender, but he's got 72 career sacks for defense. It says here, Donald's 72 sacks are the most for a defensive tackle in his initial 6 years.
Yeah.
He's been in the Pro Bowl ever since he, I think, passed his second year. All-Pro nod following a season with a league-high 20 tackles for loss, and 12 and a half sacks, earning a 93.6 PFF grade that was number 2 overall and tops among defenders. Number 1 on this list or not, Donald remains the otherworldly force he's been for some time now. Perfect. And to top it all off, he's starting this season, right? The first half of the season with 9 sacks already. So he's spacing to do 18 or 20 sacks this season and has already forced, 3 fumbles, this season so far. 15 solo tackles so far, right? In 8 games. So he wreaks havoc in any offense, right? So what are we gonna do, JP? Are we gonna watch some of these things and from NFL Network and see why these players were ranked the way they are?
Yeah.
Number
and
one,
see how we feel about them?
no question.
So let's watch.
But is it? I mean, we can arm wrestle if you don't agree with me.
Who are we watching first?
We're gonna watch Patrick Mahomes.
We're gonna watch number 4. Number 4 first. All right. Ranked number 4.
Is the best quarterback in the league?
I think Pat Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes, he's just special.
The thing about him, he has kind of like that it factor, that thing that, you can't really explain, but he just got it.
Man, it would be tough to play in KC too. Like, I actually, when I lived in St. Louis, I went to Arrowhead when they were playing the Seahawks, and it was snowing. And what sucked about Arrowhead was it was like negative 10, negative 20 or something like that, wind chills.
No thanks.
I'm freezing my ass off, and I'm looking for alcohol just to keep warm. And the only thing available was hot chocolate and Baileys.
Is that the
And Migs
hot chocolate
of his peers.
But
if not the best, one of the best players in the league.
Boy, he is a problem.
You gotta love.
And what I love about Patrick is he's just out there having fun. It looks like when he plays that he's in Pop Warner football.
Get your popcorn ready.
And he's just having fun with his little bud. I mean, you see those throws? I mean, other quarterbacks, that would be a loss of 20 yards already. They scrambled that way.
I would pay money to watch him play football.
I mean, but the way he scrambles and then still be accurate on the run is what makes this kid so
thinking, okay, he's in the pocket, he's got to do something.
What is so interesting is
best
that
best sidearm thrower in the league.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Who?
I mean, I'm like I said, I'm biased over Russ. So what's interesting is that the spin move that he does is exactly the same as what Russell Wilson does. Exactly the same.
I mean, look at that. I thought he was gonna throw on the left. He throw in the middle. Sidearm.
I was just like, all right, this is getting out of hand.
Look at this.
He was scrambling.
Mahomes again being chased, trying to keep the play alive.
Found Kelsey. Slung it
Across
his body.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Travis with a better play.
Okay. Got that assist.
And like, get him.
Oh, look at this.
Where's he going? Left. Ooh, you can see that right
And
there.
then Travis with a heads-up play to go dump it off
It's like,
for more
how you
gains.
doing this right now? Man, this kid, he's an alien.
He's not afraid of the moment. He's not afraid to go up to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
and be
I
like,
can,
"We need to
you
do
know,
this,
whenever
this,
he
this.
was
Like,
he
you
was
need to
on
do this,
Jimmy
that." He's not
Kimmel
afraid of that.
and some of these like talk shows or these interviews, you could tell like even as a youngster that he was, he's a really good leader.
They were down
Oh,
like
yeah, for
24.
sure.
That's why I said
Ezekiel
what I
Elliott
said.
from St. Louis.
Look at
Any
Zeke.
quarterback
Zeke
that
didn't
I would
even make
bet
the
on
top
right now
10.
in this situation.
Come on, Zeke.
The Chiefs have got to
All
rally.
that money they gave you.
I think it's because of all the trouble he was in.
All that money they gave you. See, when you throwing a party during quarantine.
What, 6 in a row?
Come on, fam.
And one of the loudest stadiums you'll be in actually too. Yeah. One of the loudest. It was crazy in there.
That's all fight.
My eardrums were just like hurting.
Championship this week.
Tennessee 17.
I don't know. I think there's a stat. I'll pull it up or whatever. But I think he's had the most.
A shot fired out
I may be
the
wrong, but
right arm of
most
Mahomes.
comebacks since he's ever been in the league. You know,
Sort of broke their back at the end of the half.
most double-digit
More
comebacks.
than
I
their
think.
back.
Maybe.
Everyone broke some TVs.
Fact
in
check me
Tennessee
on that,
as well.
fellas.
People got mad and threw remotes at the television.
Twinkle toes right there.
Look at that.
At the sideline, he's not out of bounds yet.
He just made his decision. I'm getting to
Yeah,
the end
seriously.
zone. Get out of the way.
Oh, I remember this game. I remember that game.
Best play yet of Patrick Mahomes.
That was a big game for them.
Young career.
That was a big game against the Titans. And what I like about Patrick Mahomes also is he loves basketball and he can actually ball.
They trail by
Yo,
10,
I
they
think
rally to win.
most.
And he can actually
I think
ball.
most
we
NFL
have time
players
to
can
run
play
walls?
basketball.
7 words that changed
Like, you
Super
see the
Bowl
cornerbacks
54
at their height.
and will be remembered forever
play ball.
in Chiefs Kingdom.
If you're an athlete, you can.
Chiefs need some Mahomes magic.
I mean, Super Bowls, first half, I thought San Francisco had the game. And then he showed up in the second. It was like a completely different team, completely different.
I was sad for my
quarterback the
guy
second
Richard
half.
Sherman. You mad, bro? Wear my Richard Sherman shirt. You mad, bro?
I mean, I love Richard Sherman too.
There's a lot of people that hate Richard Sherman, but I love Richard Sherman.
Oh, that fire. Look at that. Lombardi trophy.
That's crazy.
All right, all
That's
right,
crazy.
all right. Who we got next? Let's go number 3.
Hold on. Let me do this right now.
All right, so that was Patrick Mahomes. Unfortunately, ranked number 4 by the NFL players for the 2020 season. Number 4. Little low on the totem pole, I think.
I would have to agree with that. I don't like the fact that he was number 4, but like I said, I think there's a bias on the fact that Lamar Jackson had an incredible season last year, which
Well, I guess if you're I guess if they gave him the parameters of no, it's based on what that player did, or the last year or the last 2 years. I don't know how NFL Network gave the basis of how they should rank these players.
yeah.
But yeah, so and then we're gonna watch Aaron Donald next.
So when did you become a Rams fan?
What do you mean?
Were you always a Rams fan?
Yes, St. Louis. I had this Marshall Faulk jersey. Like, I think it was like our 3rd year living here in the States. And then I bought a Marshall Faulk. It's because the reason why I was a Rams fan, because when we came here, it was the Super Bowl year against the Titans.
Okay.
And then then I heard about the story of Kurt Warner and how he got, how he replaced Trent Green because Trent Green got hurt. So he replaced him. And then I was a big Isaac Bruce fan. One of the greatest wide receivers ever.
Okay.
And Torrey Holt. Those two, I mean, on each corner. I mean, they made me fall in love with football. That team, that 99 team, the 2000 team that won the Super Bowl. And then after that, after Kurt Warner left, you had Mark Bolger. Mark Bolger, man, I thought it, and he took us to the Super Bowl too. And after Mark Bulger left, then we had Case Keenum. You know, Case freaking Keenum.
But were you watching them when they were in St. Louis?
Yeah, I was watching them when they were in St. Louis.
Really? Because most people in St. Louis didn't even watch them.
No, I was watching. Yeah, but they were St. Louis Rams when I became a fan.
They
I didn't even know that they were actually from LA.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until like.
You ain't a Rams fan.
I didn't
Come
know.
on, man. The true Rams fans know.
Fool, I came from the Philippines.
Come on, man. Don't matter.
Oh my God.
Can't take credit like that.
Anywho,
All right, let's go watch.
let's go watch Aaron Donald.
I'm always, watching this
Let's
tape
see
and
why
trying to
he's
pick
ranked
up things, but
the best.
certain things you'll watch, you'll be like, I mean, I'm good, but I can't
Look
do
at the
that.
way he
Aaron
chases,
Donald's a
dude.
monster. The best player on the planet.
He beats
When
him
you go
off.
against Aaron Donald, you can't
The
hesitate.
snap.
Because if there's any hesitation, he's going to take advantage of it and he's going to beat you. You got to try and beat him to the punch.
I mean, for how
Be
big
ready
the
for that
I mean, look
first
at
step.
This guy is a freak of all freaks. It's not fair.
Come on.
That's an illegal swim move as far
Come
as
on. Like, how do you not double the guy? How do you not double the guy?
He's built like a D lineman, but he moves on this play like an actual
No,
inside linebacker.
defensive people
Get
don't
off the
get
ball,
a lot of
disruptive,
credit.
Instinctive.
So, to me, I haven't really concentrated on a lot of the defensive players.
is coming over to trap block and knock him out. And he's able to dip his shoulder and get
I mean,
But you can tell he's quick, though.
Almost force a hold.
I mean, I watched him against the Bears when they killed the Bears.
But look at his eye, his focus in his eyes.
Smart too.
Like he's watching like
He
everything.
sees the running back
Well,
sneak across his face and he goes,
you can't be
okay,
this
you
good
got
without
that
being
screen thing
cerebral.
again, huh? He's right there.
You can't be this good of a defensive player unless you know what play the offense is running. Like you had to have watched a ton of tapes before game day to understand what this team is about.
Antonio, and now at the last second's going to just flip him out
I mean,
of the
he's
way.
like, get.
He's a little bit
He's
short guy,
really
but
good.
he's so compact and powerful.
You see that?
when he does that, it's game over.
He's got this like quick chop block thing.
What does this guy bench?
I'm a grown-ass man.
This dude is ripped. I mean, I saw Hard Knocks.
It's just off the charts.
LA Hard Knocks, right, with the Chargers and the Rams, watching on HBO. Yeah, this dude puts in work.
His hands are always in on the
Think he'd
breastplate,
lift,
thumbs up.
Both of us on one arm.
Probably, dude. I wouldn't be surprised.
Really quick and locked down on him, and that's why he made that play.
I only have one word
Sometimes,
to describe the
he even
guy,
goes
disruptive.
what you would think is against what the defense is really, scheming up for him to do, and he just has that natural ability
that line
to
quicker
still
than
make the play.
anybody.
They're trying to run the stretch play, so Person's got to block his outside
Let's
shoulder.
take a look at this one.
Aaron Donald is an absolute freelancer, and that time he took the back door. I've never seen a defensive lineman go inside when the run is supposed to go outside and still get outside to grab the running back.
That was easy.
Boom, easy.
In
easy.
2019, the Rams took advantage of Aaron Donald's versatility by deploying him as a defensive end.
So fast, you know?
One thing we've seen more this year than any other time is Donald.
It's that initial chop that he has.
And then it's that initial chop.
I guess I've never. I just don't. Like I said, I don't concentrate on the defense. So I'm sure there's a lot of other players that are doing that.
You always have to account for.
Like
You got
he's
to
got
know
him
where
like
he's
right
at
on the
pre-snap
wrist.
at all
I mean,
times.
but how
He's a
special you
game
have to
record.
be in the top three. And you're a defensive player.
Like a runaway truck.
They ain't blocked me. That is unbelievable.
I remember, I don't know if you saw the Miami game against the Rams last week, even though the Rams lost.
As much as possible. Get those
His first
double
sack
teams
on
going his way.
Tua.
Even when the double teams come,
Like
sometimes
Tua
he
was
leaves
like,
the double team
oh,
up the
like
field.
it was almost like a welcome to the league.
His production, when every offense comes in, they say,
come
how
on.
are we going to handle 99? And just few teams are able to do it successfully.
I mean, most tackles for loss last season.
Even when Donald can't
Yeah,
beat a double team,
most tackles
it can
for loss
still
last
be a
season
good
as a
thing.
defensive
It
end.
usually means one of his teammates
insane.
is free to cause havoc.
Do you see
It makes
what
it
he
very
did
easy
to
for
Cam?
inside linebackers because now you're just getting downhill making plays.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice your body for the greater good of the defense.
Yeah, man.
Other guys have to make plays.
I think Russ has been sacked by Aaron Donald a few times.
Drop to the logo. He's hit. He sacks. Clay Matthews. Here's for that money. Here's for that money.
After a drop-off in sacks and a failure to capture his third straight Defensive Player of the Year
Third
award,
straight Defensive
some
Player
might
of the
be
Year.
wondering if
Crazy.
Donald is worthy of the number 3 spot. 99's peers know better.
Probably still one of the top
That's
10
tough,
players
right?
in the NFL, if you ask me.
Let's go to number 2. Let's go to your
Teams
man's
have
right there,
definitely
the guy that's
focused
getting
more
sacked
on
right now.
stopping him, and I think maybe that.
Yeah, that's about
has
that
led
guy
to
that
less
just got
production.
sacked.
The NFL
You know.
is the elite of the elite, but then there's some guys that are in a league of their own, if that's even possible. And I think he leads that crew.
I mean,
usually those guys who
if I was
belong in a
quarterback
different league end up
in
being
the
Hall of
league
Famers.
and I see this
and
dude,
99's coming right up to you.
I see this dude in the middle.
You're running.
If my, oh my gosh, my lineman forgets to block him, I literally am just gonna crawl into a fetal position and just be like, all right, I'm good. All right, we got Russ.
And I don't think it's close.
He has everything. He got the strong.
Oh, all of a sudden you
but he
turn up the
also
damn
got the
volume
touch.
for Russ.
Reminds
Nah,
me a lot
because
of,
when you edit
Montana
this,
back in
it's
the
already
day.
gonna be up.
Oh, okay.
If Top 100 had been a thing in the 80s, Joe Montana would have been near the top of the list. But not even Montana or Tom Brady, or any of these other guys for that matter, pulled off what Russell Wilson did.
Wow, they need a
In the
black
history of
guy
the
in that.
NFL, there has never been a quarterback who started his first 8 seasons with winning seasons until
it's
today.
Russ.
Russell Wilson.
There we go. Yo, Russ, this year
8
has
seasons with winning records without
been
missing a
one of my
start,
favorite players
and
to
without
watch.
missing a top 100. Give a rouse for Russ.
Wow. Russ is on a different level this year.
How you doing, bud?
Good. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I think he's
Different
great
level.
for our game. I love to play against him.
He just creates plays out of
He
nothing.
just continues to produce.
I had him in my grasp for no less than 4 times.
If this was Madden, he would have 100 pocket awareness. Oh, there's a lot of different challenges.
So,
when you're
JP,
playing
why do you
against
think
or
he's
rushing
number
against
2?
Russell Wilson? First, you have to beat the
I mean,
tackle,
you're a
the guy that's
you're a
blocking
huge
you, or
Seahawks
whatever
fan.
scheme
Why
they
do I
have, the
think
tight
he's
end
number
chip,
2, or
do
why do
that
I
first.
think
And then you have to get him
he
down.
deserves to be
He's like a chicken
the
in
best
a
quarterback?
chicken house, man. He
Sure,
just running.
give me
You know how
that.
people try to go catch chicken, man.
I mean, he's agile.
I can't
He's just
free in
he's smart
situations.
with his
And
decision
he just
making.
step up in the pocket and
He doesn't
take off.
complain. He's got a great mindset. Even I mean, he takes accountability for a lot of the things, and
Next thing I know, he's 15
he
yards
doesn't even need
downfield.
to. But
He's a
you
guy
could
who
tell
can
that
get
he's
very
just a great
creative
leader
after
when he
the
does
first
take that
option's not
accountability. He
there.
puts everything on his shoulders.
It's hard to tell
Even
what's a
when
design and what's not by
defense
design.
isn't very good, he'll still say, hey,
I don't know
it's
what
on
to
me.
say about him, man.
So I
He's-
just find
he's
it
a
pretty
complete
crazy.
player.
He's very generous. His first
From
year,
a
he decided to
mental and
give
a physical
everybody like
aspect.
Xboxes and
It's
stuff
just
like that.
hard
He
not
got
to
like
like
the league
Russell.
minimum. He wasn't making that much money
What do you see?
because he wasn't drafted that high.
He can throw in the pocket, outside
so
the pocket.
I mean,
He doesn't turn
he's
the
just
ball over.
overall just a
He's an all-around
well-rounded
great player.
quarterback on and off the court. I mean, he
beast.
donates his time to
Russell Wilson's a baller, man.
the Seattle Children's Hospital,
He's
which
probably
I
up there
absolutely
at the
love.
top D-ball
And
in
it's
the game.
interesting that
D-ball
other
throwers.
players will come
It's like
to
every time he throws
Seattle,
a D-ball, it hits a
and
receiver right in the
they have
chest
such a
every
great
time.
relationship with Russ that before the game
Just a
on
perfect
Sunday,
throw
they'll
ball by
also
Russell.
donate their time to the charity, and then on Sunday they have to play against each other. So it's pretty awesome to see that.
So like, besides all that good stuff, on the field stuff, skill set wise, what separates Russ in your eyes? What separates him from a Patrick Mahomes, the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the Drew Brees, and the Lamar Jackson?
The results that he gets.
I think he's one of the best under pressure.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah, 100%.
Just even when we're down, I mean, it's so crazy. You just can't predict anything. Even if there's a few minutes left, you just can't predict that Seahawks are gonna lose with Russ. I mean, there's so many times that he's been able to win games just based off of that. So, I mean, he's just different. He's built different.
I mean, you see this throw, right? Like,
I'm so glad Metcalf is coming through now.
Yeah.
Because last year Metcalf had such a rough season, and Metcalf is also built very, very different.
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like DK got bigger. I don't know what it was.
He's always been so big,
but I feel like he got bigger.
Yeah,
you know.
But, I mean, we've relied so much on Lockett, and then all of a sudden Metcalf needed to step up, and he did. So I'm so glad. And even with his size, like he should.
He's really unguardable.
I think you said that.
He's unguardable.
Excuse me. You said something very enlightening as far as what separates Russ. Is the first thing that you said was his decision-making skills. I mean, I watch Russ, and even though he scrambles, he's smart enough to know where the marker is. He's smart enough to know how many they need in order for them to keep moving the chains closer and closer and scoring.
Placed where Lockett can keep his feet in.
I think for him and patience in the pocket, like just like this play, right? And patience in the pocket and then scrambling the way he did that. I mean, come on, bro.
He makes
tough was that throw?
Yeah, that's a small percentage
How
opportunity
tough
right
is
there.
that?
Great catch by Lockett.
You had to place your receiver in a position to be able to catch that.
Well, Lockett did such a great. I mean, look at this, and then just the connection that they have. Oof, that was. I mean, well, I think that was like ESPN analyst like a 4% like.
That throw was so hard to make.
Yeah.
We try to practice
on the run. I mean, look at this. You had to find him.
Yeah, you can't draw.
How do you know he was not there?
Special play for us. Probably the best catch of the year.
That's crazy.
That's insane, right? That throw is insane right there. That throw is insane.
And one thing I do want to note with the fact that like he makes great decisions is that the staff and the organization really trust Russ. And that's what I also love about Pete Carroll getting involved in the coaching. Sometimes he just lets Russell Wilson do his thing. And congratulations to Pete Carroll. He got an extension with Seattle. He's going to end his career in Seattle, actually, I think, by 2025.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I'm very, very happy for him, which is great.
Saw that right there. But no, yeah, Russ, I feel like, again, to me, I'm not going to disagree with the players because these are the guys that goes into battle against these guys and, battle against them. I mean, with them. So I know Lamar is electric. We're going to watch it. But to me, it's Russ and Pat #1 interchangeable.
Yeah. I think before the season, I would have ranked Mahomes higher than Russ. But now during the season, I rank Russ higher than Mahomes.
Yeah, right now, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
as of right now.
As of right now. Yeah.
So very, very interesting. And the fact that Aaron Rodgers wasn't ranked very, very high. I mean, I'm sure if the players were to do this over again, and Aaron Rodgers is having one of the best seasons. And I got lucky with him on my draft as well. But he's been putting up a lot of points for me, so he should technically, I think he was like number 17 or something like that when I looked him up. But he should be in the top 10 now. But pretty crazy that Lamar Jackson is #1 now. But let's look at some highlights of Lamar.
Yeah.
And the reason why.
I'll tell you why. One word. Electrifying. Electrifying, dude.
Yeah, he's got the
showtime.
He's got that build.
Showtime.
Quick, agile build.
I would, if I had to compare him to an NBA player that changed the game, it'd be Steph Curry. He's the Steph Curry of the league.
That man is.
He's the Steph Curry of the league. I'm telling you right now.
Watching him is like.
So last year, same thing that Russ is doing now. Pocket awareness, decision making, accuracy, deep ball throws. That's what separated Lamar. And the fact that he now holds the record of most rushing yards for a quarterback is impressive. And throwing over 3,000 yards. The first player to ever do that. 36 total touchdowns.
Critics attributed
36
Jackson's
total
success
touchdowns.
in his rookie year to luck.
I mean,
but in year 2, Jackson more than proved his
I think
worth.
I'm just very, very hard on like
big trust.
No, I'm just hard on quarterbacks that haven't been in the league for that long. So I remember when Mahomes came in, and I was like,
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I criticized Mahomes too, and I was like, I want to see some consistency. That's all I care about. And Mahomes has proven that. That's the reason why I rank Mahomes, 1 or 2, right? But Lamar Jackson, I don't see that consistency yet, and so that's why I can't rank him #1. I mean, it's consistency is key in longevity, and that's the reason why it baffles me that Russ has never won an MVP or was even nominated for an MVP. And Russ has been one of the most consistent quarterbacks.
I mean, but you talk about character. That's a high character person also.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Yeah. Lamar, one of the highest character teammates ever. I mean, you see how Mark Ingram had to introduce him. I mean, that was the funniest introduction in the league last year.
But you really think that he deserves #1? before the season started, you really thought
when he has to be.
he deserved to be number one?
He wants to throw touchdowns. He don't
interchangeable.
Ranked number one.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking Russell Wilson, to be honest.
I was thinking Mahomes, actually.
Yeah, I was thinking of him or Patrick. I mean, they're the future. Those two are the future. Those two are the future of the league. It's like Curry and Giannis. That's the future of the league.
We all know what he's capable of.
Again, it's tough to game plan for someone like that where you have to worry about the running ability. It's tough to do that. And again, look, that's respect from the GOAT.
What makes him different, Lamar Jackson, different from Cam Newton style?
I was probably like 3 years old.
Cam is slow.
2001.
Cam's still quick though.
No, he's not.
Not as fast. Okay, not as fast. Not as fast. He's not as fast as Lamar, but the style of play is very similar.
No, it's not. The difference is Lamar is way quicker. Cam is way stronger because he's bigger. You know, Cam is a different type of beast.
Okay, but the style of play?
The style of play, I mean, you could argue it's the same. I think Lamar's a lot more electrifying.
Yeah, because he's quicker, agile. I get that, but the style of play is very similar. It's like it's already been scripted. It's already been done. I'm gonna be a harsh critic on Lamar because I don't think he's number one.
It's a different Michael Vick. I feel like it's Michael Vick reincarnated. Just don't get hurt. Lamar Jackson, big trust. Woo woo, come see me. You know, I feel like that's why he's number one. Michael Vick at the time he was playing ball, no one could stop the guy. Nobody for 4 years. Nobody touched Michael. I feel like right now it's just tough because you have Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, and you still got the GOAT. You still have Aaron Rodgers in the league around this time. So comparing him against those quarterbacks is a little bit difficult. So I get what you're saying when you're being harsher, but I mean, look at these. Look at that spin, bruh.
Yeah, I watched that.
Look at that. Game. I mean, oh my God.
I watched that.
And
bruh,
was perfect.
Bruh, that was one of the best runs I've ever seen. Whoop. Like, come on, bruh. That was too whoop, bruh.
It was amazing.
That was too whoopity whoop.
I remember asking him,
like shimmy.
Like,
you know, like that's how, like how I be in the basketball court, like shimmying somebody. That's Lamar got it from me. Lamar got it from me.
Lamar doesn't stick out his ass when he shoots.
Yeah, but he stick out his ass when he runs.
He's shooting like this with your ass sticking out like that. You know how long it takes for you to make a basket?
Man,
5 seconds.
You gotta admit though, that was the most electrifying run you've seen from a quarterback.
Everything you need to know about him. That's why he's number one in the league.
I would agree with that.
Just saying, dude.
This is gonna be a quarterback run.
I mean, look at this play. Draw, fake snap. Oh, I'm just gonna run it. I don't care if I get hurt.
I just don't think that's the future of the play. Like,
he presses it outside,
you mean the league?
A future of the league, yeah. Like, come on, he's just gonna injure himself.
What are you talking about, fam?
You think that's how quarterbacks should play?
Fam, you know how the NBA spaced out the entire floor?
Spacing out is different.
Hold on, I'm talking about because you're talking about. I don't think this is gonna be the how the game is gonna be and how players are gonna be. Steph Curry changed the game in the NBA.
I don't think. Okay, so when I say that, I don't think that taking the ball yourself the entire time and then running and getting hit is the same comparison as spacing it out so you don't get injured.
No, that's not what I'm saying. My thing with him being number one is he is a transformational player just like Steph Curry, how they're changing the game.
No, the better example, if you really want to put the analogy, is if you were to have kickers start kicking from 70 yards out and doing that.
That's the dumbest thing.
That's the same as what Steph's doing. Steph shooting from far away, and then if they were to do a field goal, hire these kickers that can kick 60, 70 yards every single time. That's what would change the game.
I think what I'm saying to end my point with Lamar is Lamar changed the game in a way where teams now, when they're drafting quarterbacks, are looking for more mobile quarterbacks.
I didn't disagree with that.
Right.
I didn't disagree with that, but I do disagree with the fact that he is running the ball a lot more, and
Because
the future of the franchise wouldn't be. They would have a conversation with him. They would say, "Hey, we don't want you to get injured." The same conversation that happened with Russell Wilson from his first year to the second year. That's why him adapting to that second year, I noticed a big change, and he struggled a little bit in the beginning of the season to adapt to that. And I think Lamar Jackson is having a tougher time. And look at him this year.
They're 6-2.
He's still not doing as well as he did last year because you rely on a different style of play. You rely on yourself a lot more to run.
Well, yeah, because he's that dude. He's that dude.
Yeah, but
the dude is that dude.
I don't think that franchise players are able to do that anymore because
he's doing it now.
No, he's not doing it as much. He's not doing it as much.
I think we should have this conversation 2-3 years down the line again.
2-3 years down the line when we're old.
Yeah, when we're old.
And Lamar Jackson is out of a job because
he's
injured.
Not. I'm telling you, bro.
Lamar Jackson, if he continues to do it, if he was to do exactly what he did last year, mark my words, he will not have a job because he'd be too injured. He would be too injured.
I think we'll need to play it out. But, I mean, I think you and I are agreeing the fact that we don't think he's number one in this list.
No.
Right. I think it's because we're comparing him to this season or what he's done so far this season. But for argument's sake, for last season, yes, I will agree with the players that he is number one based on his statistics and the way he magnified the game last season. He is number one. I will have to agree. Russell Wilson last year was number two. And then, I mean, that's interchangeable. And then Aaron Donald. I mean, at one point, I think 2 years ago, Aaron Donald was number two. And then Patrick Mahomes was number 1 2 years ago. So, great list. It's great to talk about. This was a last minute topic that we decided to do due to time crunch. But I felt like we ended up having a pretty awesome discussion and a few arguments about this. So,
and let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know if you think Lamar should still be number one, or anything. Like, I think that Aaron Rodgers should be within maybe the top 10. So
of this year.
Yeah. Well, as of right now, currently halfway through the season, I think he's proven himself to be in the top 10. And like you said, this list was created before the actual 2020 season. So
Stephon Gilmore's not doing much this season. So I would take him out and probably replace him with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, so give us your list of what you all think, and then give us your predictions on who you see going into the Super Bowl from the AFC and then the NFC, and that'll be interesting to see what you all think. But I got the Seahawks going to the playoffs.
Just the playoffs.
I bet it.
Just the playoffs.
No, Super Bowl. I have them.
He said it, you guys.
Just to play. I bet $1,000 to a random Rams person.
Who? It ain't me.
No. He saved his number on my phone and Venmo for the Seahawks not making it to the Super Bowl, and I have them going to the Super Bowl to win me a G. So
I don't know, bro.
That's my faith in Russ. We trust. Yo.
But great conversation, you guys. Yes, drop us some comments. Let us know what you guys think of this. Let us know if you guys want us to do more of this stuff. But also, most important thing, make sure you guys like and subscribe on our page. Come support us. Let's grow this Asian population. We know a ton of stuff. We want to bring it to you guys. So if you guys have any other suggestions, please let us know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
we out.
Thank you for listening to Kickspot.